Alright, trade review from today. We're going to go over the highlight of the day, which was this ITW. We traded in the room. This was just, just a fantastic trade. Personally, this was just a great trade. So we called it short in the room at 91.36 by 91.10. Let me take a screenshot. So here's the call we put out in the room at 10.16. Oops. At 10.16 we put out in the room. We're going to short this ITW. When it gets to 91.36, we'll place our stop loss at 91.80. So you might ask what the setup was, right? The setup should be pretty clear to everyone. I mean, you can see here, you put my crosshair, it's just been basing at 91.36, runs up at the open, comes all the way back down, 91.36, tries to bounce a little bit, comes down and starts basing at that 91.40 to 91.36. And then this was the trade. This was the sign for me to short this when it kind of popped up here, put in this little green bar, and then looked like it wanted to drop. So I just shorted it right under there, 91.36, and then rode it all the way down and covered into here. So now I just want to go over the setup first, right? Now what's the setup here? Setup was ITW was first, as you can see here with this little area. This was actually gapping up pre-market around here, 94ish. Then it ended up opening up pretty much flat, small gap up, and then that gap up failed. It tried to go higher, couldn't go higher, and then started basing. Now you can see here, this is just a beautiful breakdown setup, right, at that support. And you can also, you can also just draw like that. You might get like a pennant, whatever. So we shorted it in the room at 91.36, and this stock dropped all the way down to 89. Now, I know a lot of chat rooms out there. What they do is, they tell you, oh, we shorted ITW, we shorted ITW and it went to 89, right? You've heard that, right? A lot of chat rooms say I shorted it at 89, we called it short at 89, and this thing went to 85. I mean, we're not going to tell you that. We're going to tell you, obviously where we entered and when we covered, because a lot of times what happens is we don't get the meat of the move. We might short it here, we might cover it at 90, and then it might go down $2, right? That's the reality of trading. But a lot of other places would make you think that they actually rode it all the way down. They would tell you, oh, we called it short here, and then this stock went to 85. But did they really hold it till then? That's the main question. To be perfectly honest, I would never hold a stock all the way down there, because I'm playing with some size, and when you see some gains, you feel like taking them, right? I'm sure I'm not the only one, right? I'm sure I'm not the only one. When you get a gain, you feel like taking it. So I usually take my gains around 2 to 1, right? Sometimes I get to 2.5 to 1, 3 to 1, but usually around the 2 to 1 area. This time, however, this stock didn't do anything wrong, and I actually managed to hold it all the way down to here, right? To about 89.27, and let me actually show you that in the room as well. We posted it in the room right at right about here, 146 ITW out, cover it, and I can also just show you. Let me just take a screenshot of my executions and my position size and all that good stuff here. Boom, 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 right about there. See that? So shorted about 2,300 shares, 91.36, 91.35, and then I just bought 800 at 90.50 right about here, and then it started to look like a weak. This bounce started to look really weak, so I added back my 800 shares at 90.60. So I got back in original size of 2,300 shares, and then finally covered those 2,300 shares at 89.64, which was right here when it started to go down. Found a little support, looked like I wanted to go up. I covered it at 89.64 right about here. So just a beautiful trade there for me personally today. And here was the overall gain on the ITW, 2,300 shares short, 91.35, and then covered it down at 89.64. So overall, a really good trade. I'm surprised with myself, actually, to be perfectly honest, because usually you never see me holding. Usually I'm scalping, maybe 50 cents here, $1 here. This time I actually held it all the way down. I mean, it didn't do anything wrong. Look at the stock, just down, up, just bleeding down. Right here it started to look strong is when I covered it. So a good trade. Check out a chat room, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.